At the top tonight, a rise in COVID-19 cases here in the Coastal Bend, leading to events being postponed or canceled. The latest cancellation actually coming from Concrete Street Amphitheater, postponing both nights of an event there out of an abundance of caution. Officials with Concrete Street sharing with us a statement reading in part, quote, "With increasing COVID numbers in Texas and out of an abundance of caution, a decision was made by artist management, the many venues, and the promoters to postpone a segment of these tours to 2022. Our Jalissa Garza spoke with those overseeing other live music venues on how they're navigating this recent uptick in cases. It is our top story tonight at 10. Jalissa?
Last year, we saw several events postponed or canceled because of COVID-19. And now it's a trend we're beginning to see again. But also like last year, businesses are adjusting. House of Rock owner Casey Lane tells me they've had to cancel multiple shows because of the pandemic. But he's hopeful for the future and says there's a way to keep the music alive.
We've been a live concert venue for 16 years. That's what our passion is. That's what we want to do. But we can't always do what we want to do, right? So we've kind of shifted and pivoted.
Concerts being canceled or postponed, and music venues like House of Rock having to cancel their shows and adjust as COVID-19 cases in the Coastal Bend go up.
You know, this past weekend we canceled open mic, and anything that's going to have multiple musicians up on stage is obviously a concern. So that's going to be put on hold for a while.
Owner Casey Lane says they're having to find ways to keep the live music and everyone safe by implementing social distancing, limiting capacity, and no longer having meet and greets for bands and fans.
You know, the business model has changed a little bit, but being able to put a band up on stage and keep the distance from the crowd has been something we've been pretty good at doing and continue to plan on doing that.
Not only is this something he's having to navigate for his business, but for others as a promoter.
So it's becoming challenging for some of these bands to stay on the road. So we're diving into it and trying to do as much as we can, but at the same time, our resources are limited.
And despite all these challenges, he says there's still a way to provide live music.
And really it comes down to limiting your capacity and limiting the style of show that you do.
He says the key is adjusting and taking things day by day.
And we made it through last year, which was the hardest year I've ever seen in my life of being in this business. And so it's coming back, and I believe that, you know, we're all learning how to cope, how to adapt, and how to shift, and I do believe things are going to get better.
And Lane says now more than ever is a time for neighbors to support neighbors by supporting those local venues that play live music and, of course, supporting our local artists. Leslie?